Some people believe success belongs to the smartest. Others believe it belongs to the strongest. But this is the story of a boy who proved that success belongs to the one who simply refused to quit. Welcome to Inner Rise, where every story leaves you stronger. Have you ever admired someone who never gave up? We celebrate people who keep going, who work harder, who push through every obstacle. We're told that quitting is failure, but what if that's only part of the story? There once was a young boy who loved drawing. Not because he wanted to become famous, not because he dreamed of making money. He simply loved the feeling of bringing an empty page to life. Every afternoon after school, he'd sit by the window with a pencil and a worn-out notebook. He drew trees, birds, the neighbors. Sometimes he even drew people he imagined meeting one day. His room wasn't filled with expensive art supplies, just simple pencils and big dreams. As he grew older, life became louder, school became harder, bills became something he watched his parents worry about. Friends began talking about careers, money, success. The little notebook slowly disappeared into a drawer. Whenever he thought about drawing, another voice appeared. Maybe it's childish. Maybe I'm wasting my time. People don't build a future with drawings. So he stopped. Not because he no longer loved it, because he believed he had outgrown it. Years passed. One afternoon, while helping his parents clean the house, he opened an old box. Inside was the notebook. The pages had turned yellow. Some drawings were clumsy. Some made him laugh. But as he flipped through each page, something unexpected happened. He smiled. Not because the drawings were good, but because he remembered the boy who made them. A boy who created simply because it made him feel alive. For the first time in years, he realized he hadn't been missing art. He had been missing himself. That evening, he bought a pencil. Not an expensive one, just a simple pencil. He didn't quit his job. He didn't change his whole life overnight. He simply sat down and drew. One page, then another. Slowly, something inside him began to return. Not talent, joy. Sometimes we think perseverance means holding on no matter what. But life is more gentle than that. Not everything deserves your endless effort. Some habits should end. Some relationships should be released. Some versions of ourselves need to be left behind. The question isn't, will I quit? The better question is, what is worth continuing? Maybe you've been working so hard to become someone successful that you've forgotten what made you feel alive. Maybe you've been chasing expectations instead of curiosity. Maybe you've been surviving instead of living. The world will always tell you to keep going. Very few people will ask, are you still walking in the direction that matters to you? The boy in the story never became famous. His drawings were never displayed in a gallery. But something far more important happened. He found his way back to the part of himself that life had slowly covered with responsibility and fear. And perhaps that's a different kind of success. Maybe growing up isn't about becoming someone completely new. Maybe it's about returning to the person you were before fear convinced you to stop dreaming. The child who laughed without worrying what people thought. The child who created because it was fun. The child who believed that ordinary moments could become extraordinary. That person is still within you, waiting patiently. So today, don't ask yourself, what should I never quit? Instead ask, what part of myself have I quietly abandoned? Because sometimes, the greatest comeback isn't returning to a place. It's returning to yourself. And maybe that's where a meaningful life truly begins. Remember this, you don't become whole by holding on to everything. You become whole by returning to what makes you feel alive. Thank you for spending these moments with Inner Rise. If today's story spoke to you, carry its lesson into tomorrow. Remember, the greatest transformation always begins within. Until our next story, keep rising.